I have no pants on. All right, so I still don't know what to call this segment, right? Like I've had the controversial-ish to say on a Sunday thing, name this film, like all kinds of like quote unquote trademark things that I've done, you know what I mean? But I don't know what to call this segment, but I think it's gonna be an ongoing segment. I just essentially, set up my camera and rant. Just rant, basically. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe cameraman, camera conspiracies. No, there's already a YouTube channel like that. The Mad Operator? That doesn't sound good. How about Micro Four Thirds? No, forget it. I'll be shooting off full frame at some point. I don't know. I don't know what to call this, but we'll figure it out. I'll put the name on screen here, I guess. Magic of editing. Today's rant. Oh my God, yo. Some of you are fucking idiots. No nice way to put it. You're fucking idiots. Let me quantify. If you genuinely don't know something, that's different, right? There are a ton, as smart as I am, I'm a genius. I'm a literal fucking genius. But even as smart as I am, there are tons of things that I don't know. As many things as I do know, there are more things that I don't know. But I'm smart enough to admit that these are things I don't know, and then move forward to try and learn those things. An idiot is a person who doesn't know something, right? And then when presented with a correction, instead of being intellectually honest and saying, oh, I didn't know this, let me go back and rehabilitate my stance. Instead, the idiot will turn around and call you names, or stick their fingers in their ear, or perform some kind of cognitive dissonance in order to protect their warped beliefs. My God, this whole Democrats are controlling the weather thing. Oh my God, yo, oh my God. Yo, I can't walk too far away because then y'all can see I don't have any pants on. Or maybe I should. Maybe you guys want to see that. Humanity currently is not a type 1 civilization. For those of you who are familiar with the Kardashev scale, you know what that means, right? So the Kardashev scale, actually, you know what? Let me look this up because I want to be sure that I'm, oh, and by the way, shout out to my man Carlos B over at In the Cut Barbershop in both Denellen and Livingston. They be having your boy looking right. I look single right now. You hear me? So the Kardashev scale is a proposed scale upon which to gauge a civilization's power consumptions, essentially, right? I think there are 4 proposed types. People have gone on to suggest higher levels, right? But initially there were, I think, only 4 proposed types. Or was it 5? I don't know. Type 0, which is what we are, right? Humanity currently is a type 0 civilization on the Kardashev scale. We have no control of the weather. We have no control of solar energy. We can only manipulate it in terms of collecting it, right? And then, spitting it back out into energy for us to use. We don't control the sun. We don't control any stars. We don't control basically on the planet. We can affect climate, obviously, but we can't control it. There's a difference between affecting the climate and controlling it, right? Humanity is type 0 on the Kardashev scale. A type 1 civilization is a civilization that is able to essentially harness all the energy of their home planet. Essentially, control the weather, control geological things like earthquakes and volcanoes, storms, all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? we're not there yet. We're not even close to that yet. Well, actually, technically, we are kind of close in the sense that most scientists that actually study, energy consumption and climate and human progression and this kind of stuff say that within the next maybe 200 years, we might approach a type 1 civilization, maybe even shorter than that. Maybe not my kid's lifetime, but my grandkids' lifetime, if we don't destroy ourselves first. All the idiots out there with power will eventually become a type 1 civilization. Type 2 controls all the energy of their nearest star, right? So you're talking things like Dyson spheres, which are structures that essentially cover a star, right? You surround a star with some sort of material that absorbs all of the energy or most of the energy that comes from the star, and then you take that energy and do whatever you want with it, right? Maybe we'll get a camera in a micro four thirds size that has internal NDs. That might be a thing. I don't know. Maybe we have to wait until we're type 2 for that. Who knows? Lumix, what you doing? And then type 3, was I on type 3? Type 3. Type 3 is a civilization that controls all of the available energy within their solar system, I think. Let me look that up. I just want to be sure. I want to be 100% sure because again, I'm not an idiot. If I'm wrong, that's what smart people do. Okay, so yeah, so there's only 3 types. Type 0, which technically is not on the scale. We're not even on the scale. We're 0, right? So type 1, type 2, and type 3. Type 3 is a civilization that can control everything in their galaxy. Essentially, all the stars, all the planets. Immensely powerful, right? They can control far more than just the weather on their home planet. And then type 4 is proposed to be a civilization that can control universes, or this universe. We lowly, stupid humans might consider something like that a god, you know what I mean? Type 4 and above, type 5 is now you're talking about like multiversal entities. You're purely in the realm of science fiction now, that kind of thing. So anyway, I say all that bullshit to say that humans cannot control the weather. We just can't. We don't have that technology. We have the ability to affect the weather, right? That we can do pretty fucking easily, actually. But we can't control it. There's a difference between control and, actually affecting. And some of you people, oh my fucking God. Jesus fucking Christ. Some of you are just complete fucking idiots. Talking about the Democrats are out here, controlling the weather. They brought the hurricanes to Florida in order to, affect potential votes for Trump and, to expose lithium mines and this, that, and that. What? I don't even know where to begin with this. What would it like? You know what I'm saying? A lot of you don't actually know me, but a lot of you who do know me know that, or even if you know me a little bit, if you've been following me for, even 6 months on social media, you know that I am fully independent. I am a registered independent. I voted independent. Both Democrats and Republicans are trash. I've said this a billion times and I will never stop saying it until, they clean up their act. I don't give a shit who is in office. They do not give 2 shits about your poor broke ass. They don't care about you any more than, they have to in order to get your vote. That's it. Democrats shit on us, Republicans shit on us. Like they're 2 wings on the same bird, flapping in the sky, taking a massive shit on the entire American populace. And they've tricked us into pretending like there's only 2 options. And they've also tricked us into, fighting over which party stinks the least, right? It's like, Jesus, like, yo, you're faced with a slow decapitation with a butter knife on this side. And then on this side, you're faced with being crushed slowly in an automobile press in a junkyard somewhere. which one of these two is less bad? Which one of these two options is less bad? The fact that we're even here, like this is what we have. We gotta choose between a decapitation and being crushed to death. Those are our choices. America should be ashamed of its fucking self. Honestly, I say all that to say this rant is not, oh, Democrats suck, Republicans suck. No, both of them suck. You understand what I'm saying? My thing is, listen, the Democrats are not controlling the weather. They're just not, yo. That's not a thing. That's not a thing that's possible with today's modern technology. And I know some of you are in the comments like, oh, but HAARP, cloud seeding. Yes, I know. Those affect the weather. They don't control it. There's a difference, you fucking idiots. My God, how dumb are Americans? I was having this conversation with somebody a few months ago, actually, when, Sleepy Joe was still, running around here looking like the Crypt Keeper with Alzheimer's. It was like, yo, every, few, centuries or whatever, we go through different ages. You have the Bronze Age, the Stone Age, Bronze Age, Steel, Industrial Revolution. Now we're in the information age, right? We've been in the information age for a number of decades already. And I feel like, and this person kind of agreed with me, not the fact that they agreed with me doesn't validate it, but the fact that we now, like this device that I have right here, this little tiny rectangular block that I have holds more information and gives me access to more information than at any other point in human history, right? Like literally tomorrow I will have access to more information from this device than I did today. Legit. And it just keeps going every day. There's more information that I can access from this device. And I think, it's like, we have access to so much information that it gets kind of hard for some people who don't know how to process information to really consume it. I think the number of people who are like this are a lot higher than we would like to think. There's a lot of f***ing idiots out there, bro. Like a lot. There's a lot of people who are just dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, to disparage. I mean it literally in a matter of fact sense. Like there's a lot of people out there who are just ignorant, you know what I mean? They haven't taken the time to really examine their beliefs or, their knowledge levels. They haven't taken the time to be intellectually honest with themselves and question their most deeply held beliefs. A lot of people are comfortable, with being wrong, because being wrong kind of feels like being right. Kind of feels the same. You know what I mean? Until you are presented with facts that, suss out whether you're actually wrong or right. You know what I mean? So most people are not gonna go seek out, this is what I think. Let me go find something that contradicts what I think. Let me go find something that, actually debunks what I think. Let me go find something that, says, hey, what you think might be wrong. And here's facts that explain why. Most people are not gonna do that, you know what I mean? Even with access to all this information, right? I have more information here, right now, that like no human in human history before today had more access to information than any of you do with your phones. And that's a literal fact, and it's gonna be the same tomorrow, right? And it just keeps going. We keep learning more and more and more and more. And I think stuff like this is just like, hiccups, essentially. It's just roadblocks, societal roadblocks on our path to ultimate enlightenment, right? And this is not an anti-religion thing. This is not an because y'all know I'm an atheist, not an anti-theist. There's a difference, right? I have no problem with religion, and a lot of atheists, some of my more staunch atheist friends really hate me for saying this, but I don't think religion is a net negative. Like, I really don't, you know what I mean? Are there aspects of it that are absolutely negative and unnecessarily? Absolutely, 100%. In fact, there's no benefit that religion gives you that you can't get by secular means, right? Literally, there's nothing that religion offers you that you can't get through secular means. Legit nothing, right? So technically it's not necessary, but I would more so classify it as unnecessary than a net negative for society. And some of my atheist friends are gonna be in the comments like, yo, what, bro? Nah, that shit is evil. Da, da, da. I don't believe that. Having said all that, it's like religion, right? Like the politics of religion. That's why they usually are mentioned, you know, in tandem, because you can't, I used to be a theist. I used to believe that I had a close personal relationship with the risen Christ. And you couldn't tell me shit about it, like at all, you know what I mean? For it, most of my life, I felt this way. Until I decided to stop being an idiot and really question my beliefs and really sit down and be like, yo, let me think about this for a second, right? Here are things that I swore up and down were true. You know, things that no one could convince me otherwise, you know what I mean? But then I just said, let me be honest, let me be open, let me be transparent, let me actually, you know, study this and look into this kind of stuff. And then slowly but surely, my beliefs changed because I was presented with new evidence. A lot of people aren't willing to do that. And I don't mean in the religious sense, right? Like, I'm not here to tell you to stop believing in a God or whatever. I mean, it would be nice if everybody was an atheist, but that's not my goal. You know what I mean? My goal is to make people think better, right? I want you to think better, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially us black people. Like, they already think we're stupid, ignorant monkeys. Why give them ammunition by saying the Democrats are controlling the weather? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's not a thing. That is just not a thing that people do. Like, humans cannot control the weather. We can't do that yet. At some point, we will be able to, sure, if we don't kill ourselves first. But modern technology doesn't work that way. There are trillions and trillions and quadrillions of literally random particles that are affected by continent-size pressure gradients that we would need to keep track of in order to control the weather. You know what I'm saying? Even our best supercomputers can't predict the weather, let alone control it. You know what I'm saying? It's basically random, the weather. It kind of is. I say all this to say, stop being stupid. Question your beliefs. Think. When somebody presents you with something that contradicts what you think, especially if they bring evidence that you can consume and absorb and examine and, you know, rebut even, do it. Don't be afraid of new knowledge. Don't be afraid to be wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with being wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being wrong. The only problem is when you're wrong and you act like you're not. To me, that's an idiot. Like, you're an idiot if you are demonstrably wrong, shown to be demonstrably wrong, and still revel in being wrong. Like, Democrats are controlling the weather. Lithium mines in Florida. Get the fuck out of here, bro.